babes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my life. I'm Kaylee Brink. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Oh man. Okay, so I just filmed like a good 20 minutes on this video and it just deleted because I didn't have enough storage. So if you have not checked out last week's video of me drunk building a gingerbread house, please go check that out. It will be linked right up here and down in the description box. So because this year is coming to an end, I figured let's get some things off our chest. It is a pretty serious video. I laugh when I'm nervous, or like I kind of giggle and all of that, so like take that with a grain of salt. I also want to put a big trigger warning on here for everyone, for regardless. Sorry about my cat. Yeah, let's get into it. So, if you have read by the title, I have confronted my rapist. I'm pretty open with the fact that I've been raped. I am not looking for attention or any of that. I just want more people to like know that there are people out here willing to talk about it, and that it's okay. Like, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to get help. It's okay to share what happened to you. And that's what I'm gonna do. I am not gonna include any names. I am not gonna include the full story. If you do want the full story, this is basically the Cliff Notes version. But if you do want the full story, please comment for a part 2. Give this video a big thumbs up. I do not wish him any harm or any negative or ill intention or anything on that like that. I was young and naive, and I do take a little, like 5% responsibility for what happened, even though I really shouldn't, because I was in a terrible headspace. So let's get into it. So let's set the scene. I'm just turned 17. It was like less than a couple weeks after my birthday that we started talking. He was either 22 or 23 at the time, and know now it's wrong. Please, for all my younger viewers, it is wrong. It is predatory. It is not okay for these hot older guys to be attracting young teenagers. Like, it's not okay. You're in your 20s. It's not okay. And I think back then a lot of people they didn't really care if it was okay or not, especially the group that we were with. However, I'm not going to get into that. I was going through a lot on myself during that time. I had a really bad eating disorder. I was self-harming. I didn't have people to tell me what was right and what was wrong, and it really screwed me up. But nonetheless, it persisted, and we were seeing each other for like a couple weeks, and I was still a virgin. And the first time, I think we were drinking or something like that, because I had just lost the guy I was babysitting for. He was he was like a father figure to me, and so that hit hard. And so I was young, naive. An older guy was talking to me and giving me attention, so I went with it. We were talking, and I said no. I said no. It was probably playfully, because when I'm nervous, I laugh and I giggle, and it may come off as playful, but I eventually gave in, which I have learned from multiple professionals that is rape. And I didn't realize until literally, like, I didn't realize while we were together and like seeing each other. We were only together for like a month or so, and I was naive. I didn't put the pieces together. I just thought this guy wanted me, and I gave him what he wanted. And I found out a year or so later that it was rape through a rape counselor that came into our self-defense class. I just basically went through all of the recognitions of rape and what, like, basically what to do after and all of that, etc. But I broke down that night and I realized what had happened. Like I said, it wasn't for a year later, so I didn't tell anybody, and nobody knew. I then, like, it just all clicked for me, and I told my therapist at the time, and she told me I was crazy. Never stay with anyone that gaslights you. I literally, that was my last appointment with her. I was like, you're not gonna invalidate my feelings when I know what happened to me. And she just claimed that it was because I was infatuated with him. And regardless of that, like, literally, you can rape somebody if you're married. It doesn't matter. Literally, if you say no and you give in, it's still rape. Rape is rape. If you say no, it's rape. I have gone through therapy. I'm still in therapy. It happened so long ago that I have basically, I don't want to say suppressed it, but like, I've had worse things happen to me, unfortunately. So it's just a little thing, a little bump in the road. I mean, it's not a bump in the road, but it's just a part of my story, and it's something unfortunate that happened to me, and I am just trying to spread awareness of what form happened to me, and if I could bring anything to this, sharing this story, it would mean a lot to me, because it's going on 10 years. I did not file any charges or anything like that. Nobody was gonna believe me. It happened, when I realized it happened over a year. So I know people come forward and all that now, but like, this was 9 years ago. So things were not the same. I just had to roll with the punches. I did have a lot of trauma, a lot of trauma. A lot of panic attacks, a lot of anxiety attacks. I did confront him. So after everything happened, I still have yet to see him after I realized everything that following year. And then I think about 2 or 3 years later, I see him through the Dunkin' drive-thru, and I had an absolute panic attack, and I had to go home. It was awful, and so that was probably one of the worst ones that I've ever had, because I wasn't expecting anything. And then probably about a year or so later, I am at a new job, and I see him rolling in some ice cream, and he says hi. I again have a panic attack, and so I didn't really tell anybody. I just kind of freaked out. I did my job and just had a panic attack in the bathroom and just couldn't do it. And he messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, what you been up to, and all of that. And I told him at the time I was still young, so I didn't have the balls enough to say, I don't want you to this is what you did. So he was like, how have you been? And I was like, listen, like, we can let bygones be bygones, but I don't want anything from you. I don't want you following me. I don't want you liking my stuff and talking to me. And so he's like, fine, great. We were not talking. It was perfect, out of sight, out of mind. And then just like 1 or 2 months ago, I get a follow and a I've DM'd, because I like waited a couple days to see if he was gonna message me, and he didn't. So I took it upon myself and was like, what do you want? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, why are you following me? I don't, like, what's the point? And he said that he's been following me on YouTube and didn't really want to lose touch over the years and all of that. And I'm just like, what the? It's literally been 9 years, going on 10 years. What do you mean? And so I just kind of lost it, and I was like, well, I don't know if you recall or not, but this is what happened to me back then. You did take advantage of me. You did do this to me. And so that's why I said, I don't want any contact from you. And then he said, the opening line of like the paragraph, I forgot exactly what the words were, but it said something like, it's about time you know. And I'm like, so you knew for the last 9 years that I was carrying around this trauma because you raped me, that you took advantage of me, and you just thought it was just gonna be cool, fun, and quirky, that you could just follow me? Just like, I was dumbfounded. Like, once he said that, I was dumbfounded. I don't think I responded because I was like, you knew after all this time. You have messaged me, you have seen me in person, and you have not once had the balls to say, I'm sorry for what I did to you, I'm sorry for what I caused you, until I had to say something. You were like, you said all of that, but it wasn't genuine. I had to say it. And the first thing you wrote was, it's about time you say something? Oh, thank God for therapy, because I am not that one bitch that I used to be. I am not the bitch to get walked all over, and I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I hope you watch this. Again, I don't want any ill attention, but like, also, how the fuck do you go 9 years and just say, I'm sorry, I hate that I'm a monster in someone's eyes. You could have fixed this so long ago. Not fix it, but like, you could have apologized. You could have said something. You could have like not blamed it on everybody else. It was you that made the decision. It was you that was pursuing me. I don't want any ill on this guy, but I also just want him to think, like, what if you had a daughter and this happened to her? What if your son does this to another female? Really getting it off my chest before the new year. And I'm really happy that I did, because I feel a million times better.